Before we get into the video, I just wanted to let you know that I have a file on my Excel page that has every single shortcut and the different shortcut keys and what it does. So you can go through, and it's sorted by different categories. If you go to my website, it will be under keyboard shortcuts in Excel. And if you just click here to download, it will download that file. In today's video, I'll be covering keyboard shortcuts in Excel. This will be good for saving time and increasing productivity. We'll start with a lot of the most frequently used ones and ones that you should know even if you're just getting into using Excel, along with some other ones that are also worth knowing. So the first ones to cover, especially if you're very new in Excel, will be how to navigate cells. So if you just use your arrow keys, you'll be able to go from cell to cell. So this will help you see values in different cells and just kind of navigate. And then along with using the arrow keys, if you press down Shift while using arrow keys, you'll be able to grab multiple cells. So if you click to the left, it will grab less cells. Arrow key to the right while holding down Shift, it'll grab more, and down you can grab a range. So this is a nice way to grab multiple cells. So now with Shift, now if we hold down Control and use an arrow key, instead of grabbing more cells, it'll go to the end of the selection. So we're in a table, so the end of the selection will be where the last cell has a value. Let's say we start here and now hold down Control, click arrow key to the right. It will take us all the way to the end of the page in column XFD, and it will be the very end of the Excel worksheet. So if we press Control to the left now, it'll take us right back to that amount. And if we start over here to the right, take us here, then to the end of the selection. So the first end of this selection, so where it first has a value, now if we press Control down, it'll be the same, Control right, Control up, Control left. So this is a good way to navigate around a selection. Now if we combine Control plus Shift, we can go and select everything to the right in the end of the selection, and then Control Shift, still holding them down, press the down arrow, it will grab the whole selection. So this is a great way to grab a lot of data, copy and paste it, which will be Control C to copy. And then let's say we want to paste in a cell, Control V to paste. So that is a very easy way to navigate data, copy what you want, don't copy what you don't need. And while talking about copying and pasting, there's a few other quick shortcuts we should talk about. So if we grab, let's say this, Control X, and then Control V to paste, Control X is cutting it. So instead of just copying it and leaving it there, it will remove the selection and change it to wherever we paste it to. And another very useful one will be Control Z, which will undo. So since we just cut this selection and pasted it, let's hit Control Z, and it will undo that action and just put it back. So this will do you can undo a number of actions. So let's say we delete this cell, column, and this column, but then we hit Control Z, it will undo these. So while we were just talking about deleting columns, here's how you're going to do it. So if you're in a cell and press Control minus, it will be just this one cell. So you can shift cells to the left, you can shift cells up. So if we shift cells up, we can see that there's no longer that 150 there, but it shifted everything up. So you can also do this for just a whole selection. Instead of just one cell, Control minus, let's just say we want to put everything up. There's no longer a row for June 1st. So Control Z to undo that. Now if we want to do a whole row, so say this had multiple different tables and maybe spaces between, so it'd be hard to just grab our selection, we can go Control Shift over to just grab the whole entire row, or click on this little black arrow when we're hovering over the row, and then Control minus, and you can do multiple selections. You can also do Control Shift down, and actually this would be Shift down to grab multiple and delete them. Control minus. So let's undo all of that. We can also add rows. So just like we deleted them, Control plus can work for a singular cell. We can add everything down. So that will just add one cell. We can also do this for a row. We can shift everything down. And this can also work in columns. So Control plus, then we can add multiple and then delete them as well if we don't need them. And same with rows. So that's a great way to kind of add different columns, rows if you need them, add cells, delete cells, and we can also hide rows. So Control 9 will be hiding a single cell. So just like we deleted a cell, if we hit Control 9, it will actually do the whole row. So as long as you're anywhere in the row, so we could just be in this first cell, so the 6-3 row, Control 9 will hide, and Control 0 will hide a column. So say we're just in this column, Control 0, hide the column. And that's a quick way to, instead of deleting, just hide a column, whether it's used for calculation or you just don't need it at that time and want to focus on other things, Control 0 will hide it. So now we're getting a pretty good understanding of how to navigate cells, hide, delete, and just grab multiple selections, copy and paste, cut and paste. So there's a couple workbook ones. So if we just press Control O, this will want to open a new Excel sheet, especially if you have ones that you used prior. It's easy to just open Excel sheets this way. So you can just click here instead of having to click the file, open, Control O. Control W will want to close your file. So we haven't saved it yet, but let's say we save with Control S is another way to save the file. Now that we saved it, Control W will close that file. So let's get that file back open. So now we can start going over some different shortcuts that probably a lot less commonly used, but are very useful. So if we just hold down the Alt key, we can see that a bunch of these letters pop up. And so all we had to do is just press the Alt key. Now we're not holding it down, and all of these came up. So what this is showing is if we press any of these keys right now, so if we press N, it will take us to the Insert tab. This is a really easy way to navigate tabs. If you're working a lot in Excel and need to go to the data to remove duplicates, or you want to insert a table or pivot table, or use Power Pivot, and it's nice that you don't have to memorize these since they'll show up. So say we want to go to formulas. So we just hit M. Now if we press down Alt again, it will undo these, but we're now able to click on any of these. So say we hit T, we'll insert a text function. It will just pop this down so we can easily add a function. So now if we hit Alt again, because after we click Alt, so let's say we go into A, after we click one of these selections, we will need to hit Alt again to navigate. So that's use data validation, which would be V, which will just drop that down, and then it comes up with another thing, another drop down, the different keys, V. So you can see that once you get really quick, you could go Alt A, V, V to do data validation. This will be a way to almost not have to use your keyboard or not have to use your mouse and click. I don't think it's practical to have to, do this for every scenario. But if you're working with lots of data every day, this could be a new way to easily save time instead of navigating different cells. So Alt A is data, Alt H is home, and then let's say, for example, one would be bold. So if we just grab this data here, Control B is also bold. So that's probably a quicker way to bold stuff. But let's go Alt H, and then let's say we wanted to change the color. We'll hit H here. We could change it to no fill or just click something here. Then we could go Alt H, and then 1 to make it bold. And then we could also go, let's say for this one, we want to merge and center this. We could go Alt H, and then if we look what merge and center is, it is M. So then we can just click C to merge and center across. And then we can Control B, and then we can go Alt H, and then H again to select a quick color. So this is probably the easiest way to, if you got good at it, to just use the Excel ribbon and all the different features that they have included. Press Alt again. We can go to Developer, and then this is where you can also add more macros, record a macro very quick. We can use relative reference to turn it on, and then go Alt L, and then hit R to record a macro, and we'll pop it up if we want to record one. Then you can also press Alt L V to open Visual Basic. So we can even press some different keys in here to get the code to pop up. And that's all I have for you in this video. I do plan on making multiple parts to cover most of the usable keyboard shortcuts. If you enjoyed the video, remember to subscribe and like the video, and thanks for watching.